Hello, good evening. This is extremely late, so I thought let's just have a little chat with my friends, okay? With my evacuate to friends. All right. So if you are able, please spread the word around. I know you are preparing to sleep, but some of you that cannot sleep, you know what? Let's just chat away. Why not? Okay. Um, I know that it's 22:30, almost 22:30. Why should you be awake this time? Huh? It is too late to be awake. But for those that are awake, let's chat a little bit. Okay? Let's chat a little bit. There is no agenda today. So I don't have any agenda, like a big big agenda. I don't have a huge agenda at all. So I just want to say hello and let everybody know that we are still here, and we are going to continue with our regular programming in the week. It's going to be great with Mr. Norman Chipakupaku, also known as General. But I thought, why not chat a little bit with those that are still awake? Okay. We continue receiving very sad news. So if you have any questions or something that you want to tell me, please do so. I can see, thought you were tuned into Prophet One. That's what Zachariah is saying. No, I'm not tuned into. No, I'm not tuned into. I'm not tuned into One. Okay, I know you people do tune in. So you're going to tell me whatever you hear, but no, I'm not tuned in. Okay. Finally, my station is back. No, this station has always been there. It's just that, you see, our last broadcast was on the day that President Kenneth Kaunda passed away. But we usually try to make it every day. If we can't do it every day, every other day. So we are back to regular programming. You know, one of the things we want to do as TV Evacuator is to be a little bit regular and see how that goes, right? We're going to do that. But tonight, I just want to chat with some of you that are still awake. If you are sleeping, you've lost out. But if you are awake, I'm going to chat with you, wish you happy Father's Day, and that's all. Answer a few questions, and then we can call it a day. Somebody saying, "VIP koko wako wetu." VIP mudingai. You know. That's the beauty of One Zambia, One Nation, is that we are a linguistically balanced country. And so you can greet in Kaonde, you can greet in Lunda, you can greet in Lubale, you can greet in any language. That's why we've adopted here as our name, TV Bakwetu, which means we are brothers, we are sisters, we are one. And that's and there is no other word that demonstrates that than Bakwetu, you know? Wonderful. Okay? Ati insala na itubusha. Ye imumwe bantu shuwa chavipa. Insala ka? Yeah, insala ka pondo mwe bantu besu. It's and you're not alone. It's a very serious situation that quite a good number of our people are struggling with insala. It's not even a joking matter at all. It's quite serious. Much more serious now, actually, because of the way, in a personally, I think that it's because of the mismanagement of the Zambian economy that insala has suddenly become a much graver issue. You know, it's very sad. So I definitely agree with you, Chela, that that's possible. We are mourning again, Bakwetu. We have lost our Chief Justice, Irene Mambilima. Yeah. And my condolences to the judiciary, the family of Honorable Chief Justice Irene Mambilima, and to the country. Indeed, it's very sad that we are losing so many people in just a week. We can't speculate much about what led to her death, but you know, all these deaths have come in almost at the same time. We lost Levi Sakala of the Sakala brothers. We lost, is it the former president of the Football Association of Zambia, Mr. Evaristo Kazunga, at the same time. We've lost former Inspector General of Police, Ephraim Mateo. I have not confirmed this, but some people are saying Lieutenant General Malimba Masheke has passed on, but I can't verify that. There is too much fake news out here. But there are several deaths that are happening, and it's very sad. Of course, the passing of Dr. Kenneth Kaunda is like the overarching, but there are so many other people that have passed away as well. But as we say, muchaushi, pafu abantu pashala abantu. What this means is, info yaishira abantu kanshi muntu ngafwa. It's very sad, but pafu abantu pashala abantu. So those that are still breathing, you continue soldiering on to do the good and the right thing. So we continue with the good. Info yasenda abantu lelo bali nabashere nabo bene bantu. Pafu abantu pashala abantu. So it's very sad with the deaths. We are here. Edson Elias Munsha, you coming to New York in September? What's going on in New York in September, Edson Signol? I don't know. September. Are you inviting me? If you invite me, I'm going to come. Okay? If you invite me, I'm going to come. But today I took my second dose of the AstraZeneca. So now bandasa on this side. It feels just good. Then they'll try to do a little bit of a run. Pakusalanganya vaccine wino konse. Pakawadi isalangane wino vaccine. AstraZeneca COVID vaccine. Isalangane to all the parts of the body. I'll try to do a little run. But I've had my second vaccine, and I think with the second vaccine, I should be good to come to New York or go anywhere. That's the whole reason why we are taking the vaccines. So that it went there. Life staying in one place, locked up like prisoners under Mwembeshi open prison. So something must change. So we need to have all these vaccines. Zambians must demand free and fair elections. I think so. We continue to demand free and fair elections. Freely. And I think we are going to achieve that. Kunda Mwansa, at a happy Father's Day. Thank you very much. Happy Father's Day to you too. And to everyone associated. Kaingi Father's Day, it's not just about at fathers or whatever. No, everyone. Na imwebene bakunda Mwansa. Ain na totera san. Greatly humbled. I got happy socks. So napanopene soko shimfuere ma happy socks. It's mfu nara miranga. No, but how can I do it? I'm live on TV here, so nshwiroko miranga makasa. Tetichimoneke bueno, you know. Tetichimoneke bueno ine na miranga makasa. No, but nimfuala my new happy socks for Father's Day. And then I got a very interesting message from my daughter. If you are chilava, number my daughter na lemba bueno in French attitude intelligent, that intelligent. Katuishe fe balemba mu French. But if one dembere ne omwana wande. Omwana kashi. Number ba umebachilava mwe. That's why at least ngo kwata abana kukwata po na kamkashana. Bantu tuba kashana ala care yari very natural. I asked for one, but the Lord gave me double. Pakumpera akamwana kanakashi. Na kandembera happy. Ilikuisa noko nekeni miranga. Happy Father's Day message. And it's in my wallet, in my wallet. What does it say? What is it? E. And she even laminated it very, very nicely. Look at that. Art. She's an artist. What does it say? I love you, Daddy. Happy Father's Day. Tu es très gentil et très intelligent. I don't know what that means in French, but That she says fashionable, dada, creative, funny, cool, and impersonal. Impermeable. I have to find out what this means. But yeah, fashionable. Fashionable. Me, at least that's what my daughter thinks. Imwe mwana kwana kali moine nshako ata fashion. But umwana wandi kubambwa. Every I'm fashionable. So it doesn't matter what they say at you, Fuarifia, Makala, or anything like that. Ine kubambwa thinks that I'm fashionable. She also thinks creative and funny and cool. Anyway, so I'm going to put it in my work. I'll be going with this Kakad Father's Day gift from my daughter. Ati Kambwiri has been undressed badly by Sia One. Yeah, au mwandini. Efe mwate mwaini. If you are mulomo, if you never go at Andres Jean, if you're mumfo wino. So I don't be surprised that there were so many people listening. Watching from Kabwe, thank you. Watching TV Bakwetu. No, TV Bakwetu is from Japan. Achachin. Do you think that HH can bring back the principles which KK had, especially on uniting our country, like the real one Zambia One Nation? This is the myth, right? Sometimes we are creating a myth that that because KK was about one Zambia, one nation, therefore Zambia was one Zambia, one nation. It was a little bit much more complex than that. So the aspiration towards a united country really continues. It's not that Zambia achieved one Zambia, one nation under Kaunda. No, it really did not. Of course, Kenneth Kaunda was a little bit more sensitive. By being much more sensitive was that he tried to tribally balance things. And so he made a deliberate effort at tribal balancing. So for Kenneth Kaunda, when we say that Zambia must be united and it must be one Zambia, one nation, he meant that you needed to deliberately balance tribe. That's Kaunda's version of one Zambia, one nation. It's been misunderstood that one Zambia, one nation means that even if you have a cabinet of Bembas, then it's one Zambia, one nation. You see how confusing it is. It appears like Mr. Haka in the Hichilema is trying to aim at the Kenneth Kaunda balancing, right? Tribal balancing, of appointing a diverse leadership from different tribes. Okay? And I think that's what Mr. Haga in the Hichilema deliberately speaks about. On the other hand, the Chiluba kind of the one Zambia, one nation was, we are one country. Even if I appoint people from one region, it's okay because we are one Zambia, one nation. Kenneth Kaunda was like, we've got to spread the cake around, so to speak, that we see efficiency in every people group and appoint them, right? So if Kenneth Kaunda was president and he self-identified as a Bemba, he thought that the position of prime minister can only be occupied by the Zambezi regions. That's why it was rotating between Mulemba, Masheke, Musoko Tuane, Lisulo, Nalumino Mundia, and that was his system of tribal balancing. The recognition that if Kenneth Kaunda is Bemba, then the other people, top leaders must be from the Zambezi provinces, what I call the Zambezi provinces, right? The provinces where the Zambezi River passes. All right, that's the way he looked at it. Even now, though, that is the kind of approach, slightly different, though, because there is this idea being promoted, particularly by the Lungu administration, by the Chiluba administration, of saying that if I appoint people from Huapula, it's still it's still okay. there is something wrong with you. Anyway, yes, Mr. Hitchlem, I think, is much more looking at deliberately balancing tribe. At least that's what he says. So saddening to learn of the demise of our ladyship, Chief Justice Mambilima. Yes, that's sad. Nightmare. Nishia wama wa Mwanza, Catalina Mwanza. From CR1 to Bakwetu. Yeah. Okay. Nishum from where I don't follow Umulumendo, Munyamata, you see, Sinimu. Ndaverenga ko sometimes ndofwako tuma snippets here and there, but I wouldn't deliberately go there, okay? But I do understand that mulatamba sana. Nokumvuira sana. Thank you. Happy Father's Day. With such media platforms, do you think mainstream media will one day be outlawed or rendered? The thing is, it's the infrastructure, where we are defeated is infrastructure. And then we are just one switch away from being switched off us. TV bakwetu. So we shouldn't even grow big-headed that we are. No. Tufiroku were very, very careful. You see, because we are still at the mercy of somebody, or of Zikta. Because at any time, TV bakwetu can be switched off. And it's over, right? So is traditional media going to be challenged? Definitely it's going to be challenged, but do we have the infrastructure as TV Bakwetu, for example, to compete with well-established and IBA licensed media? No, I don't think we can do that. But in any case, why not have fun? That's why we have TV Bakwetu. As long as we are still going to have internet, then we are going to do it. If you decide to go at TV Bakwetu and the license as a TV station in Zambia, why not? Number in Efyon Chimonafie, it can be very controversial because we are deliberately controversial as TV Bakwetu. Because if we've already taken a side, if also we are not neutral, because quite some television stations that are extremely neutral, like bad neutral. If that were neutral, we are not objective, but these are objective, and we are not even journalists. If we tualikwata opinion, nefyo tutontonkanya, nefyo tumonefinto, and that's exactly what we say. So I hope that is a blessing. That is a blessing. Chikankata, thank you, welcome. Bakwetu Kambwiri is great. Yeah, what has Kambwiri done? What has Kambwiri done? Since you are forthright, do you think Justice Irene has left a good legacy in the... No. I'm going to talk about Justice Mambilima's legacy later. Not chida omuntu wafuafye ndampeko kusabaira. No. Ni mumu alambwena mwati yo lolela ngale tushike. So I won't talk about the legacy that Justice Irene Mambilima. Because even if it's like this, but I actually target mostly politicians than the non-politicians like Chief Justice Irene Mambilima. So no. I can joke about the president because the president is a politician. No, but I shouldn't take Omongulu Kuliva Justice Irene Mambilima. Nishinshaba Bueno. So if another day comes, maybe afterwards, a few, festive, about the legacy, but we are going to miss her greatly. She was a good person. Our second Chief Justice of Zambia, woman Chief Justice of Zambia. She's a trailblazer. I first saw her in 2000 and something. She came to our church office with her sister, I think, because they were involved in some humanitarian things. That was the first time when I saw her physically. I think with her sister, they were involved in humanitarian things connected with our church, Grace Ministries. That's when I saw her. They were sponsoring some program we had for orphans and vulnerable children. I don't know whether it was her or it was her sister. And so she's a good woman, and it's a loss. My sincere condolences to the family and to the judiciary. This is a very, very sad day for them. It's a sad day for us. It becomes a reflection. We begin reflecting on our own mortality, right? That's what death is. when death happens, we that are still living, we begin contemplating on our own mortality. Ushenga yakutira nine ngachikabashani. Nangu kuti nachitako shani if yakusanako. Kadaka reflection kaya. Hello, this reflection also extends to moments where somebody has a near-death experience. For example, wafenta. Ngawafenta nangu waba dizzy. Kulaba, you begin thinking ukwebat ngana chifwa mwe. Wewere ngana afwa. So that thought usually makes people reflective on their own life. You know? Wewere I fainted and dizzy. So now let me reflect on my life. Usually that's what it does. So death of others helps us to reflect on our own mortality. Secondly, our near-death experiences like sudden collapsing and dizziness, it also questions us, helps us to question our own mortality. And sometimes it helps steer us to the right course. Nomba, kwadiko bamwaba fentere a few days ago. Instead yakoba chiyawa fenta, ngawapuputuluka. Ukonyesheko efintu gwino, ukuya mukupontere chalo mwewo. Umuntu achiba nokufuwa. In fact, na fainting nishuwafuwako panono. Chivyo muntu wapuputuluka. Instead yakubako a little bit more gracious and graceful. Ukwamba okupontere chalo. Nishibalelo banesabi. It's extremely terrible. It's extremely terrible because when you have a near-death experience, like Michael Sata had a heart attack, when he came back a changed person. Why? Because when you have a brush with death, it makes you wake up to say, what is my life about? You know? Nishinde chushisha abantu, nishinde salula abantu, nishinde tekera bwino, nishi. Nombaba nensu nishi bafentere, ero babuka, ero baya mukulo besabe. Okuisa pontere chalo at I'm very powerful. So because I'm very powerful, I'll just use my powers. Wemwaume, you were almost dead. Chiriawabuka. Instead, yakubaku a little bit humble. And it's not easy. Don't even be cheated to go about that fainting is it's not easy because dizziness, if you isa, the body, the brain switches off the extremities of the body, you know, so that it preserves the internal organs, which means kwempefie brain ngayari sarika. Anyway, we don't deserve all those lessons today. Today was just a way to chat with you as you are going to sleep. Chingola watching. Ati bakambwiri kuno basebana ngani finish basebani na mwevo. Munjebe. Happy Father's Day Chuempala. Thank you Banora Madden. Happy Father's Day. Do you believe that HH can unite this country? Yes, I believe so. You with legal minds, if our Chief Justice has unfortunately only 2 months, who will swear in the incoming election? Whoever will be acting Chief Justice is going to swear in the incoming president, right? So whoever will be the Chief Justice, I think it's the Deputy Chief Justice who is going to become the acting Chief Justice. So he's the one that is going to swear in. Okay. But Munsha was one Arelanda now. Oh, yeah, it's okay. Now, please, by all means. Who and how are Chief Justice? Happy Father's Day. Can Zambia go in full lockdown for 2 weeks? That is what we recommended. Really, some qualified lockdown, not really full lockdown, right? But something qualified, like what we saw: closing of schools, workplaces, reducing all that. Some common sense solutions, and making sure that we reduce on campaigns like rallies or these door-to-door things for a few weeks. Stop it for a few weeks. We have seen that particularly the UPND has scaled down in order to mourn President Kaunda, and that is highly recommended. We hope that by scaling down on in-person campaigns, at least for a while, it's going to help reduce the number of infections. But COVID is a huge, huge issue in Zambia. 23% positivity rate is extremely high anywhere in the world. It is not something to play with. And so it is I would recommend some qualified lockdown, okay? And I think they've done something at least. The Secretary to Cabinet announced some measures. I hope those measures can help reduce the spread. These 21 days of mourning President Kaunda, I hope that it's going to scale down on some activities. Hopefully that is going to reduce on the spread. Companies are also sending people home. The judiciary itself is also facing a very huge issue with outbreaks. And so we hope that they are also going to scale down. There is no parliament, so that's not a big deal there. But of course, the president of Zambia, so that he concentrates on mourning. He also concentrates on recovering, right, from the dizziness, recovering. I hope that will translate into showing modeling before the country, some reservations as COVID-19 is ravaging through. But it's pretty bad, right? We had the opportunity to arrest it maybe a month ago. Now we still have the opportunity. And so let us continue adhering to the measures that we have. Of course, it's not just what the president says, but the way he behaves. Like going to Kaoma was completely unnecessary. All these super events where the president goes to spreads COVID. It's simple, common sense. The president never moves alone. He moves with hundreds and hundreds of people from Lusaka, soldiers, police, bakampenga, abengi, balenda nabo. So what I'm saying is that bakampenga babakateka, nabakapokola. Bantu bekala mu communities yeso kaire. So kuti basenda yali amalwele baya mukutanda ku Kaoma baya tanda amalwele ku Eastern Pro kuchipata na kuluwapula. Mama. So instead of just having an outbreak of this thing in Lusaka nomba mwafisa bankanye chalo chonse and balesa bankanye ati nibakateka. That's why we urge kwa dawe wemwa umeteka nya, Atiria shiria panganda ekale niko panshi ngale aim ukuteka nya kutu wateka ichalo kutu wateka na ngufe from State House moyo kutu wateka even through Facebook kutu wateka ichalo like the way Sata did ale take it up on Facebook. So kanshina balungu na bobene kuti bateke ichalo bwino while is at State House monitoring the security and health situation. That is by far what we need to see it. Kateka alechta model control, self-control. Because if people are seeing Ogobat Kateka, Likukaoma, Likuluapula, Liku Eastern Province, you know what happens? Even a little company, if you're a chief executive officer of a company, kumonanti, Kateka all over. So kanshi, wamboku tumama workers na iwe all over. And through that, you are spreading the disease. So kanshapa, what we need are the measures that have been announced. Secondly, we need modeling from our political leaders. The model. It's very important. Yeah. After 2 weeks, no chapa pen. Twaisaba kwetu lekeni tupushane. Mwapushane na Jagaban. People are just concluding with Zambia One at Bala Isanombalini. Yeah, how mwande. Imumweba ntushuwaga. At mule puishanya with Jagaban. We've seen a lot of comments here. I'm just trying to see where we are at. Mr. Munsha, before you continue, let's talk about Imbwiri. I don't know what is going on with Imbwiri. What is the issue with Imbwiri? I really have nothing much to talk about Imbwiri. Yeah. If you are Mulomo. Professor Kasons. Na lero tuwaleta professor tatuaba neutral yo we've already picked a side. So if aba fwayo goba yo tuleba kuti mwabashani neutral we can't be neutral. Neutral for what? Omuntu aleiba omutaleteka bwino at neutral. Kaunda afwa. Kenneth David Kaunda afwa. Omuntu ichipyu. At yo mkwa inshabemo involved because ba mwana Kaunda tabanjebere. Weka teka kaidi. At because Kambarage posted on Facebook nango at because Kaweche. You are president. Kuti Kaweche aku chita complicate. You are the president. Kainge iwe ninjua ishire popu to look after Dizziness. Mwadisa atwe that you are the president and you have powers. How can Kaweche Kaunda overpower you? Muchip you? Because you got the information. Muchibe uwakwewe mfwa yako anoko mutanshi. What that means is nganiweka teka. You can't wait for official communication of anything. If you see it on Facebook, ukobati Kambarage nangu Kaweche, vaposto ukobati uishiafwa. That's official notification. Iwe weka teka nomba padiapene kubula phone. Webere iwe Kaweche, what are you telling me? Atibata atabafwa. Padiapene iwe as president wabula na chi camera na chi mic. Webere I'm officially announcing to the nation. Ukwebati Kenneth Kaunda has died. A common sense. If it will land that affiliate, it's complicated. If you go at mule fikosha kona kalimo katwish, no. No, but iwe teku chita react muchifukushi ne chipio. Yeah. Muchi ichifukushi ne chipio. Ati yo mkwaipandu ba mwana Kaunda, Panji, Kaweche, na Kambarange. Tabanchi ndike okunjeba ahead of time ukobati Kaunda afwa kanshi na ine nomba na alafi pulula. No. Uwa kwebe mfwa yako anoko mutanshi. Iria akoninga kabikula imbira ya bulanda babikula nishina babikula kare. Chachi nedimbi bali yendesha ba mwana Kaunda. Tabako mkere procedure babwana Kaunda. But it's okay. Iweka teka ni we. Ilo chiruba afuide. Kwa diaba mamenye bamo. Nshaba lumbule. Baya mungu chita announce ati chiruba afwa. If you rupia banda achitire. After some time, I gave a statement. I'm now officially announcing kuchalo. Ukweba ati chiruba afwa. Taire muchipiru pia banda tiyo mkwaipantu wakaka ka civil servant kachita announce before tabalanchita inform nish nomba ichipiu. Atuku teke mbua mano mwabula mano mwatekere mbua muchipiu. Evidence stika. Nomba fwe botu walisa landa poata palika anomali hapa. This is not normal. Ati yo mkwai yumu alufiania ala mweba ume. Tualufiania shana. Tualufiania shana. Pando nga ba posta ba mwana Kaunda ba posta ati Kaunda afwa. You are the president kaidi. Kaweche amichinfie. Kaweche kumwe fe Kaweche atiwe Kaweche ba wiso vesu is national property. Wamfwa Kaweche nangu Kambarange iwe ba wiso is national property. So hapo na ubangiriro kuchita announce and taken us completely by surprise. It's okay. Number I'm taking over pantu nineka teka. So iwe Kaweche ichindike. That's what we expected. Kaingini weka teka. Whether iwe Kaweche and Kambarage ichindike. Number this is now my business. But within minutes, taipa wevere I'm announcing to the country officially. Ogobati Kaunda afwa. Nomba mwekala chalo mwisakamana iyo. Pantu. Tuwala losha afyewino. No kumushika tukaye mushika. No kumuchita remember. Tuka muchita remember. na support na kaunda family twala ipela support that it needs during this very difficult time. Apo noko irishana ngatatwale irishanya iyo ngatwali monoko batao kwena imfwa ya tsashani bagateka balosha na ifwe not 1 hour 2 hours to let's start fresh zero to ZNBC kulyama cartoons well apo ni SABC it's even talking to Kaweche, it's talking to Kambarage, hey Shanshan, SABC busy if we Padiama cartoons on ZNBC. Hello, somebody saying that yo ZNBC made a mistake. It's this is simple common sense. Kwa you are a very ZNBC at muitini kapupa fima tapes. That's simple. Because ZNBC alikuwa kale ZNBC alipekania kale story yako wakaunda yalikuwa ta na palia pene palia afuire ngabaire tini kapofie story yako wakaunda yamba kwa kuchita play. Number, this is a very serious thing. Ni nani wabebera betini kap. Balelo lela bantu kateka konso kwenda mwebo. Leke ni mie befienda kateka. Nshateka po iyo. Lero na dishiba. Unfwene fuenda. Dionse muka mumona kateka. 1 na kwa ata kamera. Kwa aliva kamera. Iya kwa kateka fieka kamera. ZNBC kamera. Takuwowi katako yo. It's a matter of nationals. Afuire konso kwa leya. Tetiende kateka. Ukwa bulaidi ya kamera. ZNBC kamera. Number 2. Alikuwa ata microphone. Noti microphone. Noti microphone. Iya TV wako ito. No. Kateka alikuwa ata a very special microphone. Na ZNBC alibembu wapo. Kateka. Konsoku ya kateka ilia mic ila mukonga. Noko imona mula imona. Ya kwa kateka. Elo kateka enda na Telegram. Bambi mwe tamwaishwe na Telegram. Enda na Telegram ya kobati konsoku ade. A message can reach Mbala. A message can reach Kaoma Barracks. A message can reach Gonda Barracks. A message can reach the commanders. Won't say Telegram. Kateka. Elo kateka enda na ba kampenga. Aba kwa tikubeba fiati. For example, if by any chance abena Malawi bafwa ukutwingirira. Within a minute or two kateka kuti atumama soja achita aside to go and attack abena Malawi that are attacking us. Efienda kateka all the time. Nedio kaunda afuire kateka amono kwewa ti Kaweche nango Kambarange ba poste fintu na maike poyadi. So kuichitafe excuse me for a little bit. Wachitakwana kani mwashokera kukunu maya motoka ya Benz. Wapanga ka phone call. Webere Kaweche chachi na te chachi noke Kaweche kanshi and I take over pantu nine kateka. So fyonse fyole mbere feta tufishibe. Okay? Wabwera kuli kamera webere alabane. Bakutaipira kofie. Kanshi handwriting yanshi. Bakutaipira bakulembera. Wasaberenga ka statement. Palia peno leberenga fe ka statement ZNBC yatuma. Bachita na post. Kuteka. Nomba ifwe twala ndira tifita tafiwe meti yo mkwai nifwe tu wakano kuchindike mfwa yako akaunda tiyo mkwai tulolere ngale fesi pafiriro epe mine mpika mwevo takwa bati yo pafiriro tapave ifyongo fya kanji tamwa ishiba mwana kwati isamboli yamvu alianshi kwangala so number fiance tukalaba whatever happened afterwards we are going to forget whatever good thing at 21 days we are going to forget. We are only going to remember what happened in the immediate minutes after the death. That is what sticks in your mind. That's what sticks in our brain over a loss. I've lost my mother, right? And I don't quite remember a lot of things, but I remember the people who came and told me about it, how I felt when they told me about it. Those minutes. I don't quite remember what comes afterwards. That's what shock does, right? So the same happens with a death like Kenneth Kaunda. Ife tukevukisha fiat ilio twaire ku ZNBC after Kaunda afwa twaire mukutamba tukadoli epe, and that is extremely terrible. But ilio twaire ku SABC twasangire SABC irechita play the life of Kenneth Kaunda, giving a tribute to this great man. So fiance fi elo number after mwachita announced after 4 hours ngani 5 hours ya number na 21 days mwabikabo. Very long, 21 days. No, what we needed was a nation to be consoled immediately after the news happened, coming down the hearts of our people. A voice, not handwriting, a voice. My fellow Zambians, my fellow citizens, we have received news that our beloved first president has passed on. We are still getting details. I'll get back to you, or I'll assign somebody to get back to you. We are going to let you know what is going to happen later. Our sincere condolences to the Kaunda family, and we are going to work together as a country in mourning this death. I'm in Kaoma, but I will be returning to Lusaka soon so that we can carry on with mourning our departed. Cut. Nomba fueva la ndira tiyo mkwaini mumu alufiania. Oui? Eh? Yeah, au mwandin. Has General Malimba Masheke visited the Kaundas? I don't know. I think he's probably still alive. I don't know. We're enjoying from CR1 to TV Bakwetu. Lale ni mwebo. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. Rhoda Wale, she was the first female Chief Justice substantively. I knew, Council, that you would say that. Substantively. We are in trouble. Substantively. But I think we need to recognize Valombichwe Sakunda as the first female Chief Justice. Is there any way of retroactively making her substantive Chief Justice? But you can't be acting for 3 years. Number history, no. You were never the first female Chief Justice. Very, very terrible. Kembo, my friend. Kembole beba ajiwe na inoli munandi. From 1996 to the present, still friends. Akafuaka nimfwa ilia. It's true, fainting you know, it means you are almost, because the body, it's an emergency situation. The body needs to preserve the little life that is left. And so it shuts down. Amaboko, they are not important when it comes to critical things. Nangwa molo. No. The internal organs are the most critical. Songawa fenta, the body goes to protect the heart, the lungs. If ifimbi, no problem. Songawapo putuloga we muntu. Ofuro watontonka nyapo webirende teka shani. Noti chide wapo putuloka we muntu. Wayamuku pontela avekala chalo. I don't understand. Munjerereko watindashupa. No, I don't understand it. Tekushupa fiati yo Munsha walite mukushupa. Ukute kushupa iyo mwebo. Muntunga fenta. Ero wapo putuluka. Noku ichefya kutuwa ichefya kuwebere. Mweba ume. Ino na chifenta. Chachibashani. Kanshina mfeni indaba, national indaba of peace. Kutuwa ita. After kufenta. Chira wapo putuluka. Webere. Muiteni yaka inde hichire maese kuno. Webere haka inde we mwaume. Tuwala station pakobati. Tuchite preserve ichalo. You know what I mean? Because I want you to know something. Therefore, not nalalon nalalanda. That army event, I want you to know that that dizziness saved us a lot. I don't know where it came from. My conclusion is Ninsala. But it saved the nation. The reason is, first of all, that army event is typically held in November. Is it December or November? I can't remember. Is it November or December? But they decided to hold it while Parliament is dissolved. In my own conclusion, it was aimed at sending a message to the army. I am the commander-in-chief, I'm in charge. But it was also meant to send a message to the people of Lusaka, to the Zambians, because the news that was going to be spreading around were going to be about the strength of our military, the soldiers, the bombs, the rockets, the tanks, okay? So it was going to be showing the might with a commander-in-chief who is fit and in charge, sending a clear message to the army and to the people that there is a commander-in-chief here. And so it was going to send, it was aimed, it was aimed to send terror no mwenso mubena Lusaka. Why do I say so? It is because there was no reason why we should hold that army event either 6 months late or 6 months earlier, when Parliament is dissolved and we have elections in 2 months. And pictures were going to be spread all around the country. Pakobatimo mweve na Zambia, umwenso umwingire ati yo amasoja shanjan. Extremely disciplined army. That's why the question is, who really planned it? Who said that we hold it in June? Was it the army itself? Was it cabinet? There's no cabinet. So was it State House? Was it the president who said, have this thing in Lusaka and show us the might of our military 2 months before elections? And so suddenly, according to me, I don't think Nichoba did wala, because if it was sickness, I wouldn't be telling you, because we don't mock somebody's sickness. And then something happens and kwabo kufenta and dizziness. That dizziness changes the script from what the army procession was originally meant for, to show strength, to showing a collapsing commander-in-chief. Vulnerability. What you meant to show strength shows weakness. The news suddenly changes. And that's why perhaps after Bapu Putuluka, he went there and he realized that he does not get the publicity that this event was supposed to show. Ama commanders wachira for kuchita intimidate tauchitire. So number kuchita lash out at the nation. It was extremely terrible about that dizziness event. Nalanda. Happy Father's Day. Even if she had an abortion, you're still the father to that. I see one who tell you about Deputy Chief Justice. Yes. But Kennedy, who is Kennedy? Zambia does not have enough test kits. Yeah. Cancelled elections is on the minds of some. Elections cannot be cancelled. Okumu Inewachi Ati is a woman. Yeah. What was presidential jet doing in Egypt? I don't know what it was doing in Egypt. Alakanshi, Bala Itinia. Collapsing army commander. Collapsing commander-in-chief. Did I say army commander? Akaluseko. Mwandini Kanshi, a few days ago, I was completely heartbroken over the passing of Kenneth Kaunda. You know, one thing that shocked me was how heartbroken I really was about Kenneth Kaunda, because as long as he was alive, this mess but after he passed on, I suddenly realized how vulnerable we are as a nation. So it really touched me a lot. Okay? It really touched me a lot. But no, now, nachitari kava kainge. Ati wengoma yarisha yama, yamvumyo mutima, ingoma. Nanguve nechiriro kuba yakusansa mushangale wasansa muka. Ero nomba waya mukulosha bwino. Yeah. Munsha, you have time. Edgar Lungu will not address the nation. R.E. Kaunda's passing. He doesn't speak. At least even if he doesn't speak very what handwriting. It's really a joke about what we currently have in our country. Kambwiri bows to return Sia one. What does that mean? Anyway. I think this is where we need to end our Kalido chat tonight. For those that are still awake, for those of you that are preparing to sleep, please have a great good night. Dr. Kasonso, adresali ali bakana ba dogo talungu nakafaka nono. Yeah. Mwandi, that's what it was, mwe. Amazing. That's what it was. Bantu idia aiba fe successful, idia parade idia. Ngapo afya sana. Chiyanda amasoja tababa bwino. Amasoja bantu besu, and the Zambian army is extremely professional. If there is any disciplined professional army in the region, the Zambian army is it. And so I have no problem, I have no doubt that they are going to be extremely professional. Anytime they are going to be professional. Number idia parade idia. It's that's a political parade. It's not a military parade. It's a political parade. Somebody ali beta tiseni tubalange. Adiseni tubarange. Every child. Number by ave never dati tubarange mwe ba fenta. Dizzy. Chirabasa puputulu kero basangati basebana. Bapima ba doctor baby. How mulifye bwino, you are okay. It's just a temporary moment of dizziness. Kaunaula entire program. Temporary dizziness. Kanji chirabaya muko chitafish. Nomba kwamba fiat you I have powers. Okay. Adeni tuwebe you have powers. I have powers. Nkabomfya some powers. That's why, that's why there is no, it wasn't a serious disease. And if it was a serious disease, we wouldn't be talking about it. And once to evaluate all of us, na ngumumo ni omuntu ale kutuka 21 kilometers ngeyo now tuike mailo 23. Tulivaluere. Ero, nemfua tuenda fiena yo. Anytime. You can kick the bucket. Anytime. You can't even plan it. Kuti fiachi kama mvua viatu muntu nafwa. Wafwa we muntu. So mushirumbula mfwa wa mwenzo. So kanji kulanda. It can happen to anyone. So tatusekayo. Tatuseko muntu wele. Lelo muntu wakuba taita masoja. Pakuba taila ngyo bukadi. Noku tini ama soja. Okuba tini okuba letere mpepo ama soja. Noku letere abena lusaka mpepo. No, tuina mushu tuletere mpepo. Panto tuina mushu na tutuine nga tuwali monefi ma pictures if yama tankers on the streets of Lusaka. Pakawa tuina mushu nomba. tuvotere ati kuvotere oyu wine alipo ate mwine wa masoja nomba kanji chiriya iwo waya wevere wafenta. News headline yachinja around the world about what happened at quite dizziness. It was terrible. Leka. Leka. Yeah, oh man, o volume yaya. Volume ya ni more volume ile. Okay, can store ikara for at least now. Kwashara 5 minutes. No meridi ashia kufenta. I think nalanda it's enough. Leka. Bantu chimoneke wino. Bantu in no tamulanda wino. Number how else can I talk? God, there's another way of talking about this. Eh? Ganshi vaichita terrorize avene. It was terrible. And that's what it is. So ganshi kusasuka. After muntu wapo puturuka evere, what happened? Ati plan yama yao naika. So ganshi kuyefe kusasuka. I have power. Awe. Ababantu barelu samwe. I need to be very clear. Okweba te ba Edgar Lungu na kale baluse election. Tanto nemi monekere fie na mona ini the glory has departed. Tapadi kariaka grace kariaka akabuka teka na akafuma po. Kwati na akasera padi yaga inde hichirema. Eule chitefia buka teka na mona ini. Now message after Kaunda passes away, message very quickly, very straight to the point. It consoles the people. And eo tualo lesheko ifwe aga inde hichirema. Na message eko twaire berenga. Tuamfu wako na gune miti mashaikara. Bambi atibadi busy. Atibadi busy kukaoma. Mwana mayo badi busy. Kukaoma. Badi busy. Yeah. Alabuafi. I'm sure sometimes when Kambwiri wakes up in the morning, he has to think for some time if he is on the side of the people. Yeah. My laugh is provocative. Provocative in what way? I'm completely innocent. I'm completely innocent. That my laugh is provocative. Yeah, provocative in such innocence. Oh, Monday. Very true. The glory has departed. It has departed. Elo ifoba painting at watampa the glory has departed in his chapwa. Tapadi glory padia. Obulia buka teka bulia. Nabo chita disappear. Nabo fumapo. Nganji jipante confusion yeka tiyo munje nicho wati minokulanda echo ndandira po nicho fya madongo fyachiramo ngabareke fya madongo limbitu kalega okulanda nayi kugaye noma kanje de tureke Yeah, how Mwandin. Thank you very much for joining me. Yeah, it has been a late. We are back this week, and we will continue with our regular program. Kwena tualosha. We've now dealt with it. I think it's okay. We've lost President Kenneth Kaunda, and we've lost several other people. May their souls rest in peace. Nomba na ifwebe nekanshefe tuloshe vifine. Ain. Pafu abantu. Pashala abantu. God bless you and God bless our country.